everybody will bow to the will of the Almighty Creator in the end. And then our leader gave up inspirational word. He said, if your mother tied to wrapper, you are a Biafra. In as much as we are not going to dwell on that tonight, we all know the truth. Most of us have the privilege of knowing our past, our history, more than the other. But certainly it does not make any one of us more Biafran than another. Until we all grow to a level, equal level of understanding, then we can be completely matured in reasoning, in perfection, and then the harmony of unity will exist among us. The enemy understands this truth. Everything that we represent, everything that is a symbol of our existence, they were all destroyed. They were all taken away. And believe me, the truth hurts most of us. We just don't want to hear the truth. We can't handle the truth. Because believe me, if you want to market the truth, you must get ready for trouble. And that is why Jesus said, I did not come for peace. But he's the Prince of Peace. He understands that the truth he proclaimed is only going to bring war. Because some cannot handle it. Others are going to mismanage it. But in the end of the whole journey, it cannot be, you cannot exchange it. When we talk about blood bastardization, we are talking about missing of blood. The Bible says nobody who says Jesus is Lord can curse Jesus. Nobody speaking through the Holy Spirit can say Jesus is Lord. And nobody can curse Jesus except, or say Jesus is Lord, except through the unction of the Holy Spirit. Nobody can betray Biafra except your blood is not normal. You can betray Biafra today, nobody have caught you. That does not make you holy man. Biafra knows her people. And at the end, he will recompense everyone, dead or alive, accordingly. And so those who are there doing whatever they are doing, put your house in order. For karma never slack when it comes to discharging its duty. When you talk about mixture of blood, it's not just always evil, but you must keep record. If you look at German, for instance, almost from the length of breadth of German, they speak almost the same language. A little variation, which is natural. And there are many Europe countries around German who are not part of German, but they speak almost the same country, but they are not Germans. Of course, when you go to America, you have British Americans as American citizens. Most of them can't even trace their lineage back to Britain. Today, the Americans, in fact, they have changed to the extent that their English and their method of writing has changed. Today, in as much as they would remember that when America was called Flower Land, they were British citizens. But today, something changed. They accept it. They are now Americans. And maybe for as long as another lunatic does not come out and conquer the world and then begin to replace all of us as he wish, they will remain there till the end of time. Knowledge is the reason why British Americans in America are not going to fight British in Europe. Knowledge is what makes them to have mutual understanding for one another. It is knowledge that made the Israeli today to be able to live anywhere in the world, and they are not having problem with them. They remain the only people you hear: Jewish America, Jewish Liberia, Jewish even Nigeria, Jewish Ethiopia, everywhere Jewish Arabia, Jewish Muslim, Jewish Christian, Jewish Hindu, Jewish something. Knowledge make them to live together as one, though they may have their differences. But believe me, the interest of all overrule that of any single individual, group, or session. And that is the knowledge I pray. That is in our journey to the quest to restore Biafra, that every one of us might know this truth. Number one, accept this truth, assimilate this truth, embrace this truth until we make it as part of our own beating hearts. And so that in the end, all of us will be free. When we talk about mixture of blood, there are deeper mystery all of us must understand. The true history about our origin is not being propagated freely. Our leader take a bold step to be talking about most of them. But believe me, without divine revelation, there is more to read than you can imagine. We still have elder men who are 100 years and above. They know truth that they do not want to say it. Because this truth will only hurt all of us and maybe break our heart. I have engaged most of them in my lifetime. And I will call them and say, what happened here? They start telling you. And when they get to a particular place, some of them will stop and start crying. Some of them will look at you and say, my son, you are not ready to handle this truth. And others will say, don't worry. We will continue from here tomorrow. Never to repeat it again. But this generation must understand, no matter how these truths are, no matter how painful it may be, if it is the truth, it has to be the truth. Because that is the only thing that has the potential to set all of us free. Why I'm bringing it out is when we talk about bastardization of blood lineage, all of them did not happen as a result of saboteur. The earlier you get it into your mind, the better for all of us. And so, talking about them, let us look at how the pattern of blood bastardization and what we can learn from them. Number one, we look at the origin. The origin. How did it start? When we talk about bastardization of blood, it's not just about saboteur. To bastardize one blood lineage, it could either to enhance knowledge or to weaken a race or to weaken a race or breed of a people. Whatever the purpose is, you must know. Failure to understand why that blood was watered down is some of the things that are causing problem around the globe today. Number one cause of this problem is banishment. When I mean banishment, in those ancient times, as we have already studied in one of our study from our lecture from Chine Achibe, when Okenkwo committed an act of sacrilege by killing somebody, of course, which is according to our tradition and culture, he was banished from his paternal home, and the only place he could return to was his maternal home. He lived in his maternal home and settled there until he died. Now, maybe you understand what is banishment. There are people in the ancient time who were banished from their community. Some of them were high priests. Some of them were slaves. Some of them were murderers. Not because they killed intentionally, but they have killed. After all, if you study your Bible very well, God actually encouraged the children of Israel to organize a particular plot of land where those who commit murder, who kill accidentally or deliberately, can run into for safety until their matter is looked into and justice served. Now, in those days, when people commit certain sins, they are banished from their community. And some of them will wander a very long distance. And then they come to a community where they settle, maybe along the boundary of that community. And then in the morning, they can go into the community, work hard to make a living, and then they move back and hide in the bush. Most of them along the line, they found love. They settled in that forest, have children who later, in the process of time, integrate with the people of that community. And then they all start having children. Most of these records are no longer before us because the imperialists, the colonial masters, the people who colonized us, they dissected this information and today they use it against us. May I remind you that the Yoruba nation in Nigeria have their own archive record of who they are. May I remind you that even the Hausa and the Fulani, they have their archive record of who they are. Can somebody please tell me where we have our archive record as Biafrans? And then it will shock you. The colonial masters understand how these little things function. Because some of you say, how does it concern our freedom? They concern. Because he enable you know who is standing by your side. And so from this process, the blood of a particular people will begin to mix. In as much as mixture of blood can cause biological, physical catastrophe, that is the same problem it can cause spiritually. Let me digress. We have different kind of blood group. Some are O positive and negative and so on and so forth. All the blood groups, none of them can donate to O positive. But O positive can donate to all of them. In other words, if I have O positive, and then another person, for instance, with O negative cannot give me blood. Or else it can kill me. Other blood group cannot donate, they cannot give me their blood. They cannot donate their blood in case of necessity. And so, when someone else who is not O positive gives blood to O positive, there is serious danger that could lead to death. But the person with O positive can give everybody blood. And their body will accept it. This is physical, biological experiment. Tried, proven, tested for a test of time. It has lasted test of time. That is why when you are traveling, in most cases, when you are filling some document, they ask you about your blood group, because your ID card can help them. Those information can help them save your life. A lot have died because of lack of such information. The same way spiritually, when there is mixture of blood, if it is not for the genuine reason, it will cause a commotion in a community where the people can never be able to unite. Anytime Yoruba tell you Igbo don't love themselves, anytime they remind you as a Biafran they cannot govern themselves, they know what they are telling you. Because they know you may know this truth. You cannot handle it. They know you may know this truth. You don't want it to be said because it may not glorify your people. And so bastardization of blood lineage started even in the ancient time. I have given one example. If I go back a little bit, I use Abia State as a case study. There is a community known as Intem. Ndi Item. Within the Bend, the Axis. And then there is another breed right there in Ngwa land, the Ngwa people. And then there is still another breed, the Abreba in Abia State. And then I talk about another, the Imberi. If I give you the history between the Item and Imberi, most of you will not sleep this week. These are the truth we are not ready to handle. If you are claiming you are from Abia, go and find out how did the Imbere people come to that land. And then you will understand why Nigerian government made sure that all the rulers of Abia State from 1999 to today, all of them are from Imbere. Is it because Igbere people are more political? Is it because Igbere people are champion? Is it because Igbere people are more educated? There is something you don't know. And even Ojus or Kalo, even the governor of Abia. Why did I forget his name? The current governor of Abia State, Ngwaman. He must pay allegiance to Ngbere man. If not, he will not be there in the first place. And so the power to rule Abia State, hear me and hear me well, is in the hand of Ngbere man. Like I tell you, the truth is so, it will cause confusion, but that is the truth. If there is any Ite man Eat a man in Bendel in Abia State who is an old man, old enough. Tell your children the history. How the Igbere people come there. And then you will understand that no matter the history you tell the people, without hitting the nail, there will be no salvation. Of course, after these brokers, they can go to Umuahia or they can go to Mudiki and bring another governor. We know the truth already. I just give assignment. Am I saying anybody there is not Biafra? No. Am I saying anybody is more Biafra than Biafra? No. Something happened along that line. The Igbere people keep that secret because they were the losing side. They still feel the pain. The Intem people have settled every matter. They have cleared their mind and they live on their life. Many years later, that truth, that story, that history they don't want to talk, it's going to hurt everybody in Abia State. You wouldn't understand. But I won't go deep there. It's just assignment so that you understand how blood lineage are bastardized. There is no direct intention to do that. Now, another way through which blood lineage can be bastardized is in those days. Some people, for one reason or the other, maybe they insulted them and they said you are not a legitimate son, or maybe they commit a sin just like others, and for any reason they wander away. And when they get to a particular bush, they settle. The same way you are wandering to America, wandering to Japan, wandering to China. People have been wandering before this time. They were not going to China, Malaysia, Indonesia, India, Dubai. No, they were going from one forest to another. Because that was the era that they are in. Do not forget we have dispensation. Some of them will end up coming to a very large plot of land. And maybe the sea river. And because of that, they settle by that river and begin to breed family. And then maybe some years later, another person will come and join them. And then maybe years later, another person will come and join them. And now understand, the reason they are coexisting, it's not because they like themselves. It is because one of them have something that the other does not have. For instance, the one that settles there has laid claim to the river. And others that come to join them do not have river from where they are coming from. But they have cutlass to weed. And then they will say, you will use my water. And then this one will say, I will give you my cutlass. Another one will come and has seed to plant. But he does not have cutlass and water to water them. Then another one will come. He's a doctor, a native doctor. Not a juju man. That is where your mind will go now. We have native doctor before you get a European doctor. And I can tell you till tomorrow morning, our native doctor are more advanced than medical doctors. You will debate it, but that is not why I'm here this evening. And so these four different persons have something that the other did not have. Do not forget they are not the same people. Each of them have the history of themselves from where they are coming from. They know whose father they are. They decide to settle in a particular land to coexist. Maybe they came with their family, their sons and their daughter. And they set up a village. That is why you hear villages like Mbano, Mbituri. That is to tell you, this is a community of four clans. Find out where did the four of them come from. For instance, Mbano. It will shock you. One of them may be a son of a king. Another may be a son of a wealthy businessman. Another may be a son of armed robber. Another may be a son of God know who. But where they are coming from does not matter anymore. And so what do? They have agreed. They have mutual understanding. They forge alliance to become a community. Today, without the history, you will not know who is who. You feel like be pastor like me. Betrayal run in your blood. You will always betray your subordinate. Some robbery run in your blood. Until they take you to Ogomo to deliver you. It runs in your blood. It's not your fault. It is only the knowledge of it that begins to save you. Until you realize this is a central cause. It runs in blood. But forget now, do not forget now that these people have come together and formed family. And so in the evening, each father goes into their tent with their children. And then one of the sons will tell the father, do you know that Ikechuku beat me up today? The father say, how can you allow Ikechuku to beat you? Don't you know that I'm the most fierce warriors in all the clans? Don't tell me somebody's going to hear that a warrior like me, my son, is being beaten up. That Ikechuku you are talking of, his father is a lazy man. We allowed him to join us here because he knows how to catch animal. If not that he is a good hunter, they are useless. To the father, he was just trying to tell his son to be brave, but he has let the secret out. And then one day, the son of the brave warrior will talk to the son of the common hunter. Don't you know my father is the founder of this community? Because we even allow you people to join us. If you don't take time from today, in fact, they begin to pass law. And that son of a common hunter, you think you are a son of a warrior, and you recondition them and they run away. Do you know what will happen later? They will begin to seek for help outside the already formed community. And so the day you come as a son of a warrior, you decree as always, and you make attempts to fight that son of a common fighter. The external force that will join him to chase you out of your fatherland, you are not ready for it. But if these set up communities were coming together to review how they got here, how they started, they will not fall easily. If I digress a little bit, it will be very difficult for any nation of the world to conquer America easily. Believe me, America is not the strongest country in the world. But I tell you, you better be ready before you attack America. Why? Because America has not stopped studying what happened to them in Vietnam. America has not stopped recurring their encounter with Russia. In fact, it is the Soviet Union that made America formidable as it is today. If American been to the space today, Soviet Union motivated them. If American is able to build AK-47, Vietnam motivated them. If American has a jet now, or a satellite now, or solar energy system, whatever, go and ask them how they got there. They learned lesson they are not ready to forget in a hurry. And so they constantly tell their children, we must move ahead of everybody. They understand how it functions. The same thing we have neglected to do in the past, it's what is haunting us today. There are a lot of stories untold. There are a lot of histories unspoken of. Nobody wants to talk about it, because it will destroy current agenda. Let current agenda scatter, so a more holy, permanent agenda may come. You look at the history of the Bible, it's all about putting away the old structure in order for the new one to come. Jesus himself could not say it vertically, but he managed the people to understand what he represents. And whenever he wants to tamper with the structure of Moses, people will query him. And then he will quickly say, no, I am not here to destroy the structure of Moses, but rather I am here to reveal it, to explain further for you. But at least now everybody knows the truth. We all understand the difference between the old and the new covenant. There was a covenant for our community to be formed. And these are stories we don't say. For instance, How did we manage to have different languages in Biafra land? It's such a homogeneous society that is not found anywhere. The kind of homogeneous society you have in Biafra land, I bet you will not see it anywhere in the world. When you hear, for instance, Anyoma, we have approximately about 1,007 different dialects of all of the same Igbo. When you hear about the Bayelsa, do you know how many dialects they have? Do you know how many dialects we have in River State? You think everybody in Ebonyi State speak the same dialect? And then you must be joking if you think everybody in Imo State or Abia State speaks the same language. The kind of homogeneous society we are is unbelievable. From pole to pole in my place is different language. But how did it get to this level? Because there are stories somebody don't want to say. Now let me digress a little bit. When our ancestors came to this land of Biafra, they didn't meet empty land. They were people on this land. They were called the mangrove. Today, only one thing reflects to their existence on this land, and it is found in one of the creek in River State. They call it the mangrove, currently under occupation of the Fulani. It is said that they don't mix with people. And so when our ancestors came, they left. But not all of them left. Some of their sons and daughters stayed behind. They intermarried with us. Their children are with us here. And that is why when our leaders say we are from the Jews, some people will say I'm not a Jew. And believe me, you have to accept it. People were here. They traded together. They married together. They had children together. And because this history were not spoken, or rather when those terms were revealed, it was actually said to undermine another. And with time, nobody can talk about it. If you talk the history of Usu now, you will hear different grammar. If you talk the history of Obuji, you will hear different grammar. If you talk the history of Amadi family, you will hear different grammar. But the truth behind all these names I have mentioned is very fragile. If the people do not have one heart to come out and embrace this truth, there will be problem. At least if my father is a drunkard, let it be on record that Okenkwo, who is a great warrior, has a father who is very lazy. And let it be that way. These are the truth Chine Achebe want us to know. But Okenkwo must know his father as a lazy man. Okenkwo must confront his father and say, Daddy, why are you too lazy? And then Okenkwo father must tell Okenkwo, there are things you do not understand. But even though you are a warrior, if you want to wrestle with me, I will use my brocos and cover your eye for you. They both understand themselves perfectly well. Childishness make Okenkwo think he can call his father to wrestle with him. But then his father acknowledges his braveness and wish Okenkwo will have more wisdom. But if there were a perfect communication between Okenkwo and the father, I tell you, Okenkwo would not have died like a wretched man. And then if he didn't die like a loser, he would have buried his father like a hero, because he's a hero. Only a hero in the real sense give birth to a hero. And today, while we are digging all these things, the people who have access to the truth will not release the truth, except it will work in their favor. Now I challenge you, second assignment. Go and ask Eda history about your community. You will see that they will get to somewhere, they will pause. Some will say, my Pekin, you no go understand, don't worry. Some will say, don't worry, we continue from another day. There has always been reason for people to leave one location to another location. Finally, they crossbreed. There was always arrangement at the initial stage that makes that crossbreed possible. If you leave that truth out of the picture, the people can never unite. Everybody must be respected and accepted for who they really are. That is one way blood lineage begin to bastardize. So in this case, nobody says saboteur. Higher blood and lower blood. What actually bound them is that principle of nationhood, which is the same value, common value system. It's just like when the Bible said, then the wife will leave the parents and join to the husband, and the wife and the husband, though they may be from different places, but both of them become one in that instance. Number 2, how blood were watered down. We look at the story of creation of settlement or hamlet, which you have touched briefly in this first explanation. People from villages. For instance, a man settles somewhere, and then he has 10 sons. You look at the father of a section of Ikuri people, known as the descendant of Apara, those who refer themselves as the Evo Kingdom. I think Apara have 7 sons. The first son is in Onyeibe, one-man village. You have Omodara or Rumudara. You have Rumukurushi and other of his brothers. From this breed of Ikwere, a nation emerged. They don't live in the same location. They form the community. Today, when you remove the history of the descendant of Apara, you will see that Rumudara man will kill Rumukurushi man without turning back. And Rumukurushi man will maybe kill the next without looking back. But the truth is still with them. And so when the one in Onyeibe is doing, the one Rumukurushi know is my brother. Rumukurushi understand the relationship between Rumukuta. And that is when they begin to see that the bite is child, bite the mother's breast, does not pain the mother. And even when it pains the mother and the mother happens to hit the child, all of them are for love's sake. They follow sequentially. None of them is meant to kill each other. Pekin no they bite a mama breast, make a cut and come out. No. Neither mama they beat Pekin, say the bite her for breast, make it for kill him. No. When you take Ikore as a case study now, when they enter Ena Kako and Ena Kako, I have been in their midst. And when they were discussing matters of utmost importance, one of them stood up to speak. And another person said something. And the other one that was speaking like a lion now became a lamb. It's just like when Governor Wike was addressing some group of monarchs. One of them, he said, was putting on very big crown. For Governor Wike to tell him, I know you where you are wearing pants and running up and down, and I know who you are. Governor Wike was not trying to spite anybody, but somebody is trying to toy with the history of the people. Something was not wrong there. In as much as he was on official duty, not on a customary duty, he still will not allow certain things to happen. If these truths are not there, that is how you see Nigeria who understand these things, the colonial master who understand these things, stole it from us, divide us, give us a different history. Who would have believed that before Ipob came, nobody was mentioning Biafra? And so today, we all know the truth. Believe me, only few don't know. Those of you who know the truth, this is the time to let it go. Free the truth. We may be able to free the next generation. And then I will take one example of how blood is mixed, and then we continue from there tomorrow by the grace of God. And then the last we check here is the issue of bilateral agreement. We have looked at it briefly, And then finally, the issue of conquest. Not every community you see were formed by the will of the people. Some were influenced. For instance, when the British invaded Africa, they turned most of our women to sex doll. They made love to them not for the love of it, not for the, just to dehumanize them. But of course, they say it's a hate speech, don't say it, thunder will fire you. Whoever you are who see this truth as a hate speech, I say thunder will fire you as you are listening to this radio. The colonial masters, the imperialists, I call them the original terrorists. When they invaded Africa, they raped many women, as you can see Fulani headsmen, Mianti Allah, Boko Haram doing here in Nigeria. A lot of children were born out of wedlock. If I say some things, I don't want to cause problem, but these are truth. You may accept it, you may not accept it, but these are truth. They are actually the inflamed wound on our hearts. You cannot reconcile issues like that. You must expose those issues, escalate those issues, and then let healing take place. Somewhere in Jamaica, a woman was raped, and this woman had a son, but the woman knew who raped her, and then 9 months on she gave birth to a son, and he called the name of the son Marley. And of course I'm talking about the legendary Bob Marley. It's a British man that raped a Jamaica woman. That thought hurt Bob Marley for the rest of his life. He embraced his mother culture, but Bob Marley was never an African man. He's a British man. But since his father rejects him, and of course, according to some of our tradition, he can also be the son of Africa. And so I would say nobody has been more African than Bob Marley, and I give him my respect today. But it was such a product of circumstance. Can Bob Marley's father come out and hit hand and say, Bob Marley is my son? It will only show you how dirty you have been in time past. But Bob Marley gathered the arches, soaked them with the tears of the mother. Look up to the heavens from where God is self-rule over the affair of man. And say, I will make my father see what? The blessing of his son he can only imagine. Nobody knows his father's name. And certainly if we do know, it's going to be a curse. But Bob Marley became one of the greatest Homo sapiens that has walked this earth. And I can assure you that even from time to eternity, men and women will talk good of him. He's so special, I must tell you. And maybe as I'm winding on this very subject, I will have to reflect to him. And I'm coming back home to Biafra land here. There is a king known as Jaja of Ipob. Jaja of Ipob was later kidnapped by the colonial masters. They took them out from their location. Jaja of Ipob, Ezindi of Amambara, Eze Wawawa of Nza, Nana of Ishekiri, of Aromi Obaise, among other couples of monarchs. They were taken. And none of them came back home. It is said that they were injected on the way. And I think when Jaja of Ipob returned to Ipob, if he ever got home, he died. Ovaromi Obaise died. I think Ezeri was beheaded. Nana of Ishekiri died. But this evening, something happened. When Jaja of Ipob died, he had a son. the Ipob people refused to acknowledge him as the king of Ipob for many years. The young man is still alive until Peter Odele emerged as the governor of Rivers State, and he was the person who led to the coronation of Ipobo's son as the king of Ipob. Now, those of you from Ipob, can you tell us why Ipobo's son was not coronated as the king of Ipob? And now you see another truth will come out there. And if mighty men, because of histories of the past, are divided among themselves, this truth has people who it favors and people that it will drag down. This truth will cause a great division that will make the enemies of our people to work on it until we are not united. It will make us to walk in such a way until we are not united. But I tell you the truth. No matter how tough it's going to be, no matter how tough it will be, we must prepare our hearts. We have been on this journey for as long as we can remember. And everything that there is about us must be recovered. And so when we talk about the terms of blood bastardization, you must understand its true meaning, its real purpose, terms and conditions behind it. You must consider what is at stake, because we cannot go back to where we are coming from. And so we must control where we are today. A lot of stories untold. A lot of matters we are not willing to discuss. We constantly want to sound politically correct, and we want people to see how polite we are. And now the more we continue to live this life of falsehood, the more we endanger the next generation of Biafra. But do not understand that the reason why we are here is because something is actually wrong with our lives as a people. And we must correct every wrong. I'll be back in a minute.
John Lovine, my originality. Land of the rising sun. Biafra, land of the rising sun. Biafra, my home, my fatherland. Biafra, land of the rising sun. Called by the name of God, the Creator. Wise men from the east, south, and the middle. Great Biafran people. We're taking it to idol worship, and we lost the faith of our God. And as we wallowed in idol worship, the British entered in. Training on the Niger, exploiting your people, trading by barter. You give me palm oil and take soup, so them enter there. I brought in civilization, brought in your religion, and told us about America. And we embraced them. I never knew them got ulterior motive. With religion splitted us amongst our brethren. With denomination tear us apart. Building churches, schools and hospitals. We never knew we had to pay this much to be
them they want an independent Biafra. Oh, they're fighting for their freedom. So we owe everything to Chukwuka who asked us to come. Not by our own might, nor power, nor will, but by the grace of the Most High.
Back in 1914, amalgamation, colonial masters, criminal masters, a mercenary soldier named Frederick Lugar brought together all them captives, including Jah people, them Yorubas and them Ariwas, and so many other people called us Nigeria, Niger area. Oh, Nigeria, people with different religion, different beliefs, yeah, different in culture and tradition, different language, different in everything, overstanding on the reason for us to coexist together. Hidden plant of confusion, describe it as oil and the water that can never mix. Planted the cabals, them representatives here in Nigeria, looting all our treasures, colonial external marginalization of the Biafras. Now is the time for manifestation. Now is the time to be restored. Great Biafra be restored. I want freedom for my people. Freedom for Biafra. Ayoy, Biafra, land of the rising sun. Biafra, my home, my fatherland, my fatherland. Biafra, land of the rising sun. Land of the rising sun. Biafra, my home, my fatherland, my originality. Biafra, land of the rising sun. Land of the rising sun. Sweet home, my fatherland. I believe in Biafra. Land of the rising sun. Yes, there was a country before they came. Yeah, my home, my fatherland. Yes, it's a reality. Biafra is a reality. My originality.
Yes, of course, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642 is our WhatsApp line, and then our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971 is our direct line, and the special number for the female is 081-288-58614. 081-288-58614 is the special number for the female. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on the line.
Mazi Onyeibe.
Monitoring Spirit, good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Mazi Onyeibe, to Chukwuka ana ike dị n'eluigwe, onye ikere dị n'ọba aka ya. Chukwuka ọ ya wa. Ụmụ Biafra. That is the story. That you will look.
Unfortunate, but we must continue. Call on WhatsApp, are you there? My brother, try and call.
Mazi George Onyeibe.
Zuangogo pain. have taken
Mazi
over
George
from you.
Onyeibe. Mazi George Onyeibe. This tonight teaching, tonight lecture, tonight exposition is what they call the grand finale. Grand finale. You touch my heart. And what you have lectured tonight is what many of us are suffering from. We don't want to touch this particular topic because we don't want to upset our family. Mazi George Onyeibe, our blood, many of our blood have been diluted. And I want every Biafran, before I start, I thank God for your life. I thank you for raising this particular topic. I thank God for Onyendu, Nwa Chineke. Also, now the next person in line to go is Mamanda Ora. How many days now? Really. I thank God for Onyike, the man I call Wokike. I thank God for every principal officer. I thank God for you in particular, Mazi George Onyeibe, because I cried to you. See, I don't see any family to belong to. You tried your best. You connected me to this, that. It didn't work out. I said, okay, let me just start by just paying money, even though I don't belong to any. But Mazi George Onyeibe, 2 weeks ago, I didn't know that what I was looking from at Sokoto was in my Sokoto. Now I belong to a formidable family under the leadership of a man called Vince, a formidable man called Vince, who is under Dr. Justice. I'm home and dry now. I'm happy. I thank you for that. Without you, it couldn't have happened. You know? So I was even planning to start a family by myself with another woman who is also a hardcore Biafran, until I found that there's a family just next door to me. So I've get into that family. I'm happy. But this topic tonight, I am a victim of this topic. My father was one of the first Nigerians to be trained at Sandoz. He was a hardcore Biafran. He was a Chukwu's friend. My father had 2 boys and 5 girls. When he was alive, my senior brother died. Then my father died just before the war ended. I became the only son with 5 girls. There is this family with 4 boys. We play football together and they always want to fight me. For no reason or the other, while the match is going on, 4 of them will just come around me and I will just carry this oporo, what we call oporo in our land, which is a bamboo shoot that people use to close their gate when night comes. I will pick one of them and I will fight them, I will destroy them. And my mother, every time my mother comes back from farm, she will cry, my only son, my only son. You people want to kill my only son. She says although my father have died, that she wants to have a brother for me. Good intention. She wants to have another brother for me. But this brother she had for me was not my father's blood. It was not my father's blood. Bastardization of our blood. This is the best topic you've ever preached on. And I want Biafrans to key onto this topic. And that of emotion and jubilation that I've now got a brother. I trained this brother. This brother never wore tailor-suit clothes. All his clothes was ready-made. He went to the best school. I married for him. All the traditional right. But I am a fanatic of natural programs, documentary, natural documentary. And one day, God opened my eyes. You know the lions. You will see a lion with an established, herdage with female lions and cubs. And then you see two straying brothers, Efulefius. They will come to that lion clown. They will fight the male lion. They will kill the male lion or cause the male lion to run away. And then they will bite all the cubs. They'll kill all the cubs. And they start mating the female lions to produce their own cubs. This opened my eyes. And the things that my brother did, the lands I bought, he sold them. He started building a house for his own self. Yeah? And he built my mansion. When I brought my mother to where I was staying, my mother said that my brother will kill him. I said, what is he doing? He said, all the money I'm sending to build a mansion that he sleeps with 2 girls every night. I didn't know that my mansion, my brother was building, this half brother of mine, was building a mansion for he and his wife, which I married for him. Bastardization of our blood. I want every Biafran to key into this. I am training his own children in universities, in schools. Now and again, I give him money, I support him and his wife. But I have to keep him at an arm's length. And I said to him, I said, look, since you have sold my lands and you've now built a place for yourself, now you have to move out of my father's compound. Bastardization. And during that war, my dear brother, there are so many bastardizations. These are the Efulefius now we have. You talk about Star of David, they are crying. Nnamdi Kanu is a transparent and honest man, which we have never seen in the history of Nigeria, in the zoo. But yet, he has enemies. He has enemies. Look at Gabon. Was it Ivory Coast or Gabon that gave him $10,000? And he came on board. He said, these people gave $10,000. That is the epitome of transparency. The woman in America gave $100,000. He came online and he said, this woman gave oh my God. But yet, he has enemies. Bastardization of our blood. And I am very, very happy that my leader, Nnamdi Kanu, have decreed now that their eyes, all these saboteurs, their eyes will be separated from their skull. I want every Biafran to think about this lecture tonight. This is divine. I had it the first time. And I said, I was praying in my mind. I said, God, please allow Mazi Onyeibe to repeat this lecture. I repeated it. God wants us to learn from this thing. We need to deal with the bastardization of our blood. God told Gideon that you have to deal with the shrine, with the evil shrine in your father's house. You know, it happened in my own lineage. After that war, people were hungry. Women were hungry. Women have lost their husband. Hausa took over. Yoruba took over. Even in my own compound, a Yoruba man had a child in my own compound. A Yoruba man. Yeah? And thank God it's a lady, it's a woman, it's a girl. And she's now married out of the compound. I still support her till tomorrow. I still call her my sister. But these are the bastardization of our blood. Now, this lecture is real. And we have to deal with it. And this is topics we have hidden. We have covered. We have, we have papered over. For over how many years now? Thank God you brought it out, my brother. We need to deal with this. We need to deal with this, the bastardization of our blood. Many of us are not original Igbos. And I thank God that Onyeibe said that we have to go through a DNA test. Because Erika, Henrique, my brother, there are so many. Eh? And all you need to do is open Facebook. You see them. You hear them. Eh? You hear them. Eh? Look at Ijele, Udele, eh? Ijole, eh? Kekolota Gasha told this bastard with Mazi under the cano. But every time, na Fujono na Facebook. Who the fuck is he? Eh? On the kitchen, name press up. Eh? On the kitchen, name chim. Eh? Out it on the background. But yet he wants to talk with a man of God. Eh? A man who decrees and it happens. A man who God gives message to give the living. Eh? Oh God Almighty. I will become one. Biafra is a coming, and I'm going to be a chief executioner. We have to get rid of these people. We have to clean our lineage. We have to clean our blood. Mazi George Onyeibe, you have touched the court tonight. As usual, eh? You have touched the chord tonight. May God continue to use you. And may God continue to expose, all these issues. We have a lot of work to do. When you see a hardcore Biafran, you will know. Talking to a hardcore Biafran, you will know. Because we all talk like a Mazi and the Kano. My coordinator was speaking to me today. He said, Vince, he was speaking to me today. He said he saw a man, one of his neighbors, asked him a question and he answered him. And this man is from Rivers. The man said to him, Are you Biafran? He said, Yes, I'm a Biafran. The man, yes, and yes, the man said, Why did you ask me this question? Are you a prophet? He said, No, I'm not a prophet too. But you are sounding like Nnamdi Kanu. Do you listen to Nnamdi Kanu? He said, yes. He said, please take my number. He said, make sure you put my number on your phone. My coordinator then recorded his number. I said, that is a Biafra. By the way we talk, we will know. By the way we talk, we will know if we are students of Nnamdi Kanu or not. God bless that man because he has opened our eyes. My dear brother, I thought I was a gunner. I've lost hope. I've lost hope about my Ipob heritage. I've lost hope. I've lost hope. I lost hope until I started hearing Nnamdi Kanu. He has restored me. He has restored my pride. He has restored my dignity. I'm now a proud Igbo man, like I should be. Look at his exposition about the Star of David. People are asking, what has Star of God David got to? Look at the lecture. He went back as far back as 1914. To expatiate, to expand the Star of David. Now you say, what kind of a man is this? 1914. His research ability and capability is impeccable. Impeccable. Divine. Lawyer like this is an undisputable statement of facts. You cannot argue with it. You cannot argue with it. And he told you that everybody that is against Star of David, no, I will start to remove that person. And not to accord. Mazi, God bless you. You touched my heart with this topic tonight. With this topic tonight, you are called for this job. You are called for this purpose. And I pray that God will continue to protect you, protect your family, protect your wife that allowed you, to put yourself at risk to educate us, to open our eyes. I just wish that God, when Biafra comes, I will have the opportunity to entertain you, to meet with you, because you don't know what you have done to many of us. You don't know what you have done for many of us. Look at tonight's lecture. The bastardization of our blood. The bastardization of our blood, and this is what we're suffering with today. All this, sabotage is due to the bastardization of our blood. Igbo man doesn't behave like Igbo man again. Igbo man doesn't think like Igbo man again. Igbo man doesn't reason like an Igbo man again. It's because of the bastardization of our blood. Mazi, God bless you. God bless you. I remain, forever loyal. God bless you. I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm involved in this struggle. I'm proud. Even if I die in it, I'm proud. My father died in it. I am proud that I'm playing my father's line. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mazi. We are not in a hurry. Thank you. Yes, a caller on the Divinic. Are you still there? Divinic, are you there?
Yeah, Mazi, Ndewo.
Good evening.
I greet you. Am I coming out loud and clear?
The world is listening.
Okay. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. Yeah, it's evening from my end. So to some of us, good morning, good afternoon, and to some, good night. Actually, this is Chimobi Mba, and I'm calling from Biafra land. I want to talk on the topic of the day, or the theme of the day, which is bastardization of our bloodlines. And before I go ahead, I really want to appreciate you, Mazi, George Onyeibe, for your tenaciousness, for your resoluteness to make sure that this good news is spread and preached to the ends of every nook and cranny of the world. Having said that, I also want to appreciate the formidability of our leader and our deputy leader, and in fact the leadership of IPOB. We are all trying, and I believe by this time, at the end of this year, the zoo will be no longer with us again, because everywhere is shaking and everything is crumbling. Now, to talk about the vitalization of our blood lineage, I don't know if you have noticed a trend going on. You find out that most of the Fulefus, most of the people speaking out against the Biafran restoration project vocally, speaking out in public, you find out that if you trace them very well, it's either their father or their mother are not indigenous to Biafran. It's either they were raped, their mother was raped during the war, or their mother ran to somewhere else or something. It is not a full-blooded Biafran that will be speaking openly against what we are doing. We can go to the likes of Ibukweju or so, whatever they call themselves, and all these other learned men and women that say they are elders. You find out that they have all been tainted bloodline. If you check their history, now if you go down also, you find out that this issue of rape, people that are really full-blooded Biafrans cannot just see a woman and start raping, because it is not in us. In those days, before the missionary came, before the white men came, our people, we don't actually cover our body that much. You know very well, it's just something like a sack bag we use in covering our private part, and for ladies the top. I will go almost half naked, and never an incident of rape. But when you come having this mixed blood, when you come having this issue of
when I was 30 years, I used to wear one pint in the draw Superman.
Hello, Mazi, am I coming out clear?
Loud and clear, the world are listening. I say when I was 30 years, I used to wear one pint in the draw Superman. Okay, go ahead if you are not hearing me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The thing I'm saying is, if you find out this rape issue, you find out that it is of the blood lineage. It's a disease. It's a very big disease, because in my own field of study, you find out that there's what we call pedigree. Pedigree is the looking of genetic diseases. Genetic diseases means a generational disease, something that affected your forefathers. Will it affect you? You find out that it skips generations. Like, let's say my forefathers had leukemia, and my fourth generation suffered from leukemia. Now you find out that it will skip the next generation and affect the next generation. You find out that this issue of rape, like the one that happened recently by Fulani Hesme, you find out that it is of mixed blood. Now, over some past few months ago, you were hearing, or it was all over the internet, that some pastors were raping this and this other one was raping. You find that if you trace very well, they are not full-blooded Biafrans. They have mixed blood. Either Fulani herdsmen or somebody else during the war have actually slept or raped their mother that gave birth to them. That's why you have this mixed blood issue. So and affect the next generation. You find out that this issue of rape, like the one that happened recently by Fulani, to us, Biafra, like the way we reason, they say blood is thicker than water. You might go to school, but you don't know what is making you speak the way you are speaking. You don't know that it's your blood that is running through your vein that is speaking out, not actually the book or the intellectual knowledge you think or you feel you have. Because of blood, they say is thicker than water. So it has really caused more harm. It's high time now we look into ourselves. That's why I actually appreciate the Biafra we are trying to build. There must be a DNA testing so that when Biafra is fully restored, before you call yourself a Biafran, we must know where you are from. We must trace your ancestry. We must trace you back to your 5th, 6th generation to really know if you're a Biafran, to know where we place you. Not come and be having spies or having people that cannot reason mentally and socially very well in our new Biafran. So that is just what I have to offer, Mazi. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is a very positive contribution. We must continue. Caller on the line, your name and where you're calling from. Caller on the line. Caller on the line.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Aba.
Go ahead, please. Call on WhatsApp, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Mazi, Judge Onyeibe. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Mazi Obonenok. I'm calling from Enugu province. I want to thank Chukwu Kikabiama for all that he has been doing for us. I want to appreciate our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Go ahead and stop listening to your radio or I will cut you off.
I want to thank our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for all that he has been doing for us. I also want to appreciate all the principal officers, all the IBOB members, Biafrans all over the world. So, although I didn't follow your topic this night, hello?
Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on the line.
Hello.
Good evening from here, your name and where are you calling from?
Onyeibe.
Good evening from
Good
here.
evening.
Go ahead,
Yes.
please.
I am Gozi calling from Aba. I want to thank you immensely for all you are doing for us. I said I am Gozi calling from Aba. Before I continue, I would like to advise Monitoring Spirit to shorten his statement because so many people on the line. Each time he comes on board, he stays more than necessary. He's not the only person who has something to say. You can control him. Thank you. Thank you very much for the wisdom God has given you. No, I don't know how to explain you. I don't know how to explain you, but God is on our side. That's why he gave us somebody like you. In everything, we say glory to God. Because with you, you have won so many souls for this Biafra agitation. At the same time, I thank our leader, our supreme leader, the man God has given us to lead us to Biafra. Here is Biafra. Biafra is no more too far. To God be the glory. All we need is to believe and feel it, and it shall come to pass. Judge Onyeibe, thank you very much. You are a man. You are the man for Biafra.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller WhatsApp, are you there? Kola Nwa.
Good evening, Mazi.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please. Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay. My name is Chukwu Emmanuel. I am a native of Isiago, Ebonyi State, Biafra land. I think you are hearing me.
Go ahead, the world is listening.
Okay. Yes, I nearly hear the topic this evening about blood lineage. So many things, so many problems we have for now in Biafra and our people. Environment somebody is living has something to contribute for somebody's life apart from the blood lineage. If somebody is living in a country like Nigeria, that person cannot be a human being because so many things in Nigeria is wrong. Take for instance, when a government of a country are teaching people how to steal, how to loot, from the president to vice president, from the senators to House of Representatives, from the army to the police, from Navy to Air Force, from INEC, everything, even in the church. So how do you going to survive to behave as a human being at the end of the whole thing? So the environment is very, very bad. So the environment can put somebody to become a human. The environment can also destroy a human to be animal. So there's many things that contributed to what we are seeing today. I think you are hearing me. Hello? Yes. So it is left for us when everything is settled. Too many things has to be done because Nigeria has gone off completely to humanity. Nowhere is better to live in Nigeria. Everything is corrupt, destroyed, because the animal are leading the humanity, the human, the animal. That's how bad it is. So with the time, we can able to adjust what happened. Because I find no country that can have no future for their people. What they know is every 4 years election. What they know is every year budget. Where the money is going, nobody knows. What they know is just when they are in election, after one election to another election, since 1960 October 1st till today. From the beginning of 1960, at least between that time, when you go to some township, you will see water, public tap in some places, like Enugu, Mahia, where and the rest of them. But all of a sudden, all these things disappear. If you don't drill a borehole, you will not drink water. And the so-called government will come to your house asking you to pay for your borehole, which you spend your money. Everybody become a thief in Nigeria. If not our leader, I tell you, maybe before 10 years, a different thing will happen in Nigeria. Because everybody are facing destroying himself and other people. Nowhere somebody can be safe anymore. Our leader remain the only hope. IPOB remain the only hope. Anybody waiting for any other thing, that is your case. If you are a human, you must also join the moving train to see how you can survive. Or even after you have dead, your children will be a human. Because Nigeria, they have destroyed everybody. Look at what is happening in the church. There is something called CAN in Nigeria. CAN, Christian Association. Where is them? Who are heading them? They are all corrupt. What they are waiting for Fulani to bring money for them, they continue praying. They cannot even advise their members to do the right thing. Instead, they call them to go and pray. Why they go to the Abuja or go to some of these governors and collect money? Just to tell you how bad Nigeria is. The only hope, as I have said before, is IPOB. If not, by now, a lot of people will lose hope and they will take any chemical and die off. Because that was where this thing is heading to. Exactly where it's going. Thank you very much, Mazi Onyeibe, for your kindness.
We must continue.
And the way you thank you very much.
Thank you. Good evening.
Shalom,
Shalom. Go ahead, please.
My name is Mazi. They're calling from Abba. Mazi Onyeibe, Izorichukwu Okikada will tell you back for what you are doing for Biafrans, especially our leader. The only local tree that is standing and making forest. Mazi Onyeibe, if you can be able, no, I have not seen somebody to be compared with the kind of leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Uchukwu Okada has given to Biafrans. But automatically, some people are in the business houses still waiting for their savior. They doesn't know that their savior has come. Our leader is the savior of this generation, of the whole world. Because if our leader did not come by now, Fulani could have chosen. In fact, they could have taken everywhere. But I'm here trying to let our people know that this is the right time for all of us to wake up. If you are from Nala, Unateze, in Kano East, in Enugu State, wake up and wake up wherever you are. If you are in London, listen to me. Anywhere you are in the part of the world, listen to my voice. This is the right time for you to locate IPOB. Anywhere you are, any part of the world, anywhere you are, listen to my voice now. Because that is the only way out of this problem. But if it is for Nigeria, as long as a dead man is reading Nigeria, as they are using his name for everything, a dead man, anything that is in the control of a dead man is dead. That's why Nigeria is dying every day. Buhari is dead many years ago, and they are still calling upon him as a leader of a Zulu country. Oh, I can never say I'm sorry for them. Let that fire, they want to burn them to ashes, continue to burn them, because that is what they deserve. But let Biafrans, let us wake up and rekindle the fire in a way to contain all the people that still answering Nigeria. If you are up till now, your eyes is not open, automatically you are in Nigeria, and Nigeria should be burned with the fire. Anything Nigeria should be burned with the fire, and that fire, all those are still saying Nigeria, one political party, all these courts they form, APC court, PDP court, Apuga court. All this courtism they form, they are using it to kill our people. Let us forsake them, and they come back to our leader to enable him gently restore Biafra, so that you can start living life as a human being. If not, as long as you keep answering Nigeria, you can never think like a human being. You can never eat like a human being. You can never drink a pure, clean water. You can never see what is called education. You can never see anything that is good as long as you are still in the cage called Nigeria. So that is my advice for Biafrans today. Let each and every one of us today wake up and they join. And I'm thanking Chukwu Abiyama for some of our brothers in Port Harcourt Road Zone, First Bank Zone, Port Harcourt Road Zone, and the other zones that are more serious are moving forward. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to energize all the serious IPOBs, all those that always stick on the word of our leader, because only the voice of our leader is the only way. The force driving us to believe more, hacking more, trust more, and live for the freedom of Biafra. If not, but today, Chukwu Abiyama will energize our leader, give him more wisdom, more protection, more progress, more favor from every angle. Favor shall come to Mazi Nnamdi to enable him continue to do this work. Thank you very much,
Thank you very much. We must continue. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Are you there? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes.
No,
hello.
Good evening, man, from here.
Hello. Good evening, Mazi Onyeibe. Yes, my lovers of freedom. Good evening, everybody. Good night and good morning. My name is Madam Tetichi Ojukwu, speaking from Barcelona here. Please, Mazi Onyeibe, thank you very much for your wonderful topic this night. Hey, the network is bad. For your wonderful topic this night. Frankly speaking, this is what is happening, but thank God. I thank God for the life of our director, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and all your wonderful work you people are doing for the restoration of our great nation of Biafra. Almighty Chukwu Abiyama will pay you people all, because it's not easy. I know. But I thank God, our leader have said it, that when Biafra comes, all of us will pass DNA test, because this is frankly what is this. Frankly speaking, this is what is happening in our midst. But I'm asking myself question. You understand me? How can a whole hardcore Biafra continue destroying his or her own fellow Biafrans? I know some of them are full of evil and betrayal in their life, but I'm telling them this night they have to withdraw. Thank God I saw the video message that our deputy Mazi Uchemofo made. It's not going to be acceptable. But what I'm pleading, I am Madam Ojukwu. If you people, if anybody know that all this betrayal and you are into IPOP with oath, if you know that you are tired enough to be into this struggle, withdraw yourself, because what we are doing is a divine project from Chukwu Abiyama. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not continue doing what he's doing because of me and you. You will be in IPOP, forming another cabal. You will be in IPOP, being another group of things, betraying others, destroying others, the papa and mamas that are supposed to enter the family. You will not allow them, because you are maybe coordinator, or you have mouth to talk, or you have mouth to send message to others. You have to withdraw yourself this night. That is what I'm saying, because the Chukwu Abiyama is seeing all of you. And the hellfire, if you don't withdraw, the fire is going to hurt you people before, and Biafra must come. That's my topic this night. Please, our deputy have said it. I saw that audio. It's not going to acceptable. If you know that you are into this IPOP and you are enough, instead of you to betraying others and continue, apart from the betrayers, calling our own leader scam, calling your own fellow Biafran scam, and nobody teach you, withdraw yourself before that hot fire from heaven will hurt you. That's what I'm saying this night. Mazi Onyeibe, may Chukwu Abiyama continue straightening you, all of you that are piloting this struggle in our radio. All of you must live long and see Biafra. Thank you very much, and continue with your good work. Long live my Biafrans. Long live all Biafrans all over the world, the hardcore, not the betrayers. Thank you very much, Madam Ojukwu. Thank you.
Continue. Yes, a caller on the line. Your name and where you calling from? Caller on the line. Of course, we lose that caller. Caller on the line. Your name and where you calling from?
Good evening, Mazi.
From here.
This is Mazi. This is Kukama calling from Aba. Hello, Mazi. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, please. The world is listening.
Okay. Mazi, I want to appreciate you. You are doing a great job for Biafrans. The Almighty God has prepared you for this very purpose, and you are doing it relentlessly. And the same He that has called you will reward you immensely. Mazi, I want to appreciate our leader, our deputy, and all the leadership of IPOB, and all the hardcore. Mazi, Biafra has come to stay. Biafra has come to stay, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. About your wonderful topic tonight. You see, the Bible said in 1 John 4 verse 4 that he that is in us is greater than he that is in the world. You see, these people can do anything they like, say anything they like. Biafra has come to stay. So this thing we are saying is just to open the doors for our people, so that by the time we begin to hear some names like Moripon or Chie saying one or two things, somebody will begin to say, is it not the Igbos who are fighting for Biafra? Is it not the Igbos? Or one name from Biafra, and somebody will begin to wonder. Our people should open their eyes and know that this are real. We have people like that among us. But the truth is that they cannot stop us. We have come to restore Biafra. We are relentlessly going to restore Biafra. Mazi, I'm grateful to you tonight. Mazi, before I drop, I want to make an appeal. Please, I want to make an appeal. And that appeal is all these wonderful songs, like the one you played this night, Mazi, that song really touched my marrow. That song really made me to a kind of adding more life in me. I don't know how the leadership of IPOB will ensure that we lay our hands on those music so that we can be playing them. The more I play, I listen to those music, the more my life will be renewed. Please, Mazi, I don't know how it is going to be. There are so many of them. The one you played this night, the one that talked about no one can stop Biafra, the one that talked about Biafra, there are many. Mazi, please.
Just forward the request on that line. I will see what I'll do about that. Forward send a text message on that line. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, Mazi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Biafra has come to stay.
There is no two ways about it. Yes, caller on WhatsApp. Are you there? Caller on WhatsApp.
Finally. Oh, Mazi.
Good evening from here.
Good evening, sir. My name is Ebube Romanus Ronkulu. I'm a native of Ubo, who is in Dunukobia local government, Oka province, Anambra State, Biafra lands. I'm trying, calling, but finally I got you. Now, I just want to start by saying that we the Poland nation of Biafrans, we are blessed. I Bundia or EG Biajikataka, but I was a Chinese. Gonna start that Musu bull 400 or something years ago, bully all the animation. Or no, yeah, Kobu, Boku, Netchniko, Tito. Uzuki and Gozinyai, did you is the boob? We're not part of this talk or Atago. no matter ihe ndị iro na-eme, no matter ihe ndị izu na-eme, no matter ihe ndị na-aka beghọta ife a na-ekwu na-eme, one thing dị certain, n'uche Chukwu ga-eme gịnị? Ga-emerịrị. Na alaeze ya ga-abịa n'elu ụwa. That angle, this kingdom ga-akwudo, and that ụmụ Chineke ga-arise back to gain their position. Just like what our leader said concerning the Star of David in our flag. Some people are like, can you mean? What does it mean? This and that. Before the Israelites adopted our flag, the modern day Israel, we already have it in the then Nigerian flag, which the British, signifying that there are Jews here. Yeah, history, many people are malo. Omo Chineke living in this part of the world. And time has come. Now God is gathering us back to restore back his kingdom where justice will prevail. And I want to hear ndị do ga-emenwu, ndị zuo, ndị bụ ite no, only they can't do anything. Our leader had already caused them. Because of this time Biafra, you are seeing, not only the United Kingdom will divide, the England itself will divide. Because of this tiny Biafra. They will see something. They thought, if I don't know your family Israel, they will see something in this period. And the world would know and believe that there is God. That there is God.
Thank you very much.
And the same God of Israel, the same God that we serve. So, all in conclusion, what I'm saying that we that are born in this generation for this cause, it's a great privilege for us. And I must say that Chukwu Kikabiyama, I made a mistake for bringing us in this time to restore this kingdom that will make not just Africa, but the black race proud. It's a very deep mystery, which some people are Mahatakita. But as time goes on, it will sink into our subconscious mind.
Thank you very much.
George Onyeibe. I wonder when I was sent John was sent, even my God sent Mazi Onyeibe.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Thank you, my brother. Call out. Good evening, from
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Prophet Ahambo, Prophetess Chika Dibia Uche Koma, woman leader Obaz Mbitoli. And I make a let you cook Kadia Manelu see. I want them reasons Nija Pogi, I go on Nihonia, jump and pass. I want them a lot of reasons in Pogi. I said, Namamu became man, a woman no catch a ma happy to do for your Fulani. When I know in trouble, now come Fulani is in trouble. As long as in the concern, Fulani no in trouble. Biko umunem, then bitoli, then dairy. Anama no lono na radio. Ejima ha chukwu kuka dia mana so no unu biko. Potanu nyere nwo na aka, nyere nwanne ụlọ aka. Amadi Ohozo. Nna m ji okwu Israel Kano. Nwa chukwu okike adị amatere mmanụ nye unu amaghị unu nwe. Unu na-ebugharị Baịbụl. Ndị Britain ahụ nyere unu Baịbụl ahụ arị chọọchị echega ha na-esusugharị. bịa wekọrọ ihe niile ejiri wee mara ụnụ omenala ụnụ ntam na mgbomburu ela ụnụ aka na-ebu okpokpo akwụkwọ ha dere nye ụnụ echefuo onwe ụnụ na obi ụnụ apụọ ha ewere mkpụrụ obi ụnụ were ụbụrụ isi ụnụ laa ụnụ aka na-ebugharị ya na-agagharị ụnụ enwe ike ihe nna m ji okwu Kanu ji asị black brain ọ laala unu n'iyi pụtanụ nyere nwatakịrị aka. Britain ahụbeghị ihe ha ga-ata ahụhụ akwa last week ha na-eti mkpu na ekọnọmi ha fọlụwa ugbu a ụtụtụ onwebeghị ihe ahụ o ji ihe nwata weli aka elu aka nye ya weda ya ha weda aka apụ anyị ka anyị lawa ha na ndị nwụrụ anwụ ndị nega eria ha ndị ihere na-anaghị eme ụnụ hapụ anyị ka anyị laa. Ana m arịọ ụnụ biko ụnụ pụtanụ nyere nna m ji okwu Kanu aka. Ana m ekele Nnamdi nke ukwuu na nkụzi niile ọ na-akụziri anyị na-ekele Uche Mefọ. Ana m ekele lovers of freedom. Ana m ekele GOS nne nna ya inyi anya ada dị ibe ya mma unu jisi ike. Ma onye ọzọ m na-agwakwa okwu nla abụ m onye ọba aza a na-alụ m n'igbere ele m na-eji akpa ya mkpọ ya ọjị ụzọ Kalụ Tọnwa mbụ onye Ibina ya nwa bụ onye ụmụ isi mụ na nne ya na-emekọ mitin ndị Igbere. Ihe mkpa gara ọjị ụzọ Kalụ Tọnwa bụ ọjị ụzọ Kalụ eduwe ọdụ rapụ mmanụ wo ọjị ụzọ Kanu duwe ọdụ rapụ mmanụ ọ planụ esainere na prizin Nnamdi tiri mkpu ewepụta gị ịgalaga sain ihe sainere ebe ahụ ọ bụ ele ijide eme ekwetụkwa mkpa ya ele iji fụsụ ụwa ọnwa Jọji Onyeibe kpaghara na ọya nwa ga-arụ n'ọfisi DNN mụ nwa na-ese ya n'azụ arụta ibọ nna agwọrọ dị n'ala ma agwọrọ nwa ya ọ gị nwa bụ ọjị ụzọ Kalụ bụ onye mbụ a na-etesi DNN anyị mara ebe ịsa dị emekasịrị anyị ihe duwe ọdụ ratụ mmanụ wuo ndị mara onye bụ n'ala Igbere n'ala Ogbo ụwa kpaịta oge ji eduwe ọdụ ratụ mmanụ gị na politiks gị ka anyị lawa ha anyị chọrọ bụ Biafra. Whether you like it or not, Biafra must come. God has ordained it and he has sent Nnamdi okwu Israel Kalụ ya bịa gbapụta anyị. Ndị chọọchị vutu anya akwa ha Jizọs na-abịa ọ ga-abịa echi Jizọs adịla ọ ya bụkwa Nnamdi Kanu mụ na ama uwe ọ bụ Jizọs adịla ọ bụ ya bụ ọ bịara n'ụdị ọzọ ọ bịa n'ụdị nke ahụ nọ ma ọ dịkọsọ ọ bịara n'ụdị onye Biafra ihe unu ji kpebeghị na Jizọs na-abịa unu duwe ọdụ ratụ mmanụ ndị sabotu a unu atụpụzidiri ha ọnụ ha were aka gbuo onwe ha a ga-agazụ poizin ṅụọ ọgwụ oke ga-aji ala anyị ukwu osighi na agụrụ nke ha osighi n'afọ ha osighi na ha woe unto all of them one by one. You people Nigeria ndị ochi ụnụ ka na-akpọ onye nwụrụ anwụ na ama na Buhari nọ na Saudi Arabia nwụrụ kemgbe 27 Jenụwarị 2017 ụnụ a na-akpọ ya were mask uwe ndị ọzọ ha na-azụzụ na-adị ebe a Naijiria nwụọna ọ nwụọna ọ ga-ebili ọzọ. Biafra must come whether you people like it or not. Biko nu ndị mba itoolu unu nyere anyị aka unu bilie unu ndị eji eje mba n'Imo steeti and Owerri zone akpọ ndị mba itoolu ana m eweliri ha aka ha na-eme ihe pụrụ iche. Ana m ekele the whole coordinators na mba itoolu. Ana m ekele ọbazụ coordinator Reverend Samson ụmụnna asị m Chineke ya gọzie unu. You George Onyeibe onweghị megani onweghị anything, nothing shall happen to you and your wife and your family, your generation. Ọtụtụ ihe na-akụziri m amụrụ ga-amụta ọ ga-atọ bet ihe Chineke ji gị na-arụ m mepe ntị mmepe anya mmepe ụbụrụ m ihe m na-amabụghị amatara m ya sị m Chukwu okike abịa ma gọzie gị gọzie Nnamdi okwu Kanu ya gọzie Uche Mefọ ya onye standịrịnụ mgbe ndezi umere ya kidnap mgbe ndezi umere our leader kidnap he stood ọnụ hapụ ndị ga-anwụ anwụ ka ha were aka gbuo onwe ha. Ma na-asịkwana ha n'abalị asị ha aga m agwa ndị enyi m arapụla m ụzụ kọntrị chọrọ Nnamdi Kanu lawa ala Biafra aga m ezute enyi m arapụla m ụzụ kọntrị sọrọ na m dị lawala Biafra. Shalom ụmụ Chineke.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Thank you.
Yeah.
Igwe Senatorial Zone eburu n'oke emume pụrụ iche kpatara ya bụ nke ha kpọrọ Back to Our Roots and Onyeibe Special 2020. Oke emume a bụ nke Onyeibe ụbụ Ọkaigwe Ipob ehime mbanụ ndị isi ala mbanụ bụ local gọọmenti isi a mejupụtara Ọkaigwe Senatorial Zone jikọtara aka ọnụ na-ewetara unu ga-abụ nke mbịa n'ala Imo anaghị ama ya aka. Enwere emume abụ Back to Our Roots na nwanne ya Onyeibe Special ga-abụ n'iri abalị abụọ na asaa nke ọnwa iteghete n'afọ 2020 ebe ụbọchị ahụ bụ Sọnde ma bụrụkwa ahịa nkwọ dede nne ekwela ka akọrọ ihe na-akọrọ wụ n'ihi na ọ dị ihe na-eji agwa nwaanyị si ya gwara di ya ọ bụrụ ke na nne na Back to Our Roots ka ị ga-amara na sndị gara ọkpụ ihe ahụ ọtọga n'ofe wụ tinyere ihe mere na-eji were mberede mara dike ya na nwaanyị anaghị agba nwoke ibe ịnụla nne ya ibezi m ịmara nke a ịma nke ọzọ abịatụla Onyeibe Special ga-enweta ihe mere na ụmụntakịrị jiri tụtụrụ ada taa onye ubi ebe ọkụkọ nụrụ ahụ ala chụọ ya ọsọ tinyere mgbarakịta mgbe afọ gburu mmadụ gbaba ọhịa na ihe mere na nwanne ya bụ mgba ji buru oche nọrọ n'ụzọ na-eche ya ị ga-aghọtakwa ihe mere ajụghị ajụrụ eji bute arịagharị anwụ n'ụwa nda nwa mkpi ji si ewepụ mkpapụ nwa gafere mụta otu eji apakụlawa ọnụ elu nke ị na-elekwana m ka n'uku onwe ọnụ ka dodondo ya ọwụ gịnị ọ bụ na ka chiri dị gem ibezi m ejila na ụdị bren ahụ eso m ịchọ ka mkpọcha la teepụ ọ bụ naanị na Back to Our Roots na Onyeibe Special ka ị ga-amata ihe ndị a anaghị agba ya drọụ naanị bịawa na Ọkaigwe Senatorial Zone Back to Our Roots 2020 n'ebe ahụ ka ị ga-amata ihe mere na iji agụ ekwekọrịta mpi na ọ bụ onye mbụ onye ike ha evula bụ onye ike ya mere anyị ji ohere a na-anabata ndị enyi ikwu n'ibe ọnụ n'ụlọ n'ọnụ na mba ndị nne na nna ụmụ okorobịa inyom na ndị dị iche iche ndị na-agụrụ anya ọfọ ogologo ndụ ọganihu na-arụ isi ike na-asị unu welcome maka ajụjụ na nkwado biko green pos na akara ekwentị dị a Agamba no Special 07037752860 Maazị Celestino Hajianya 08069847206 maọbụ kpọtụrụ Maazị Jude 08036503560 Maazị Michael 08064327034 maọbụkwanụ 07014906551 maọbụkwanụ nke ọzọ 08109625040 Back to Our Roots na Onyeibe Special ibezi m ihe ahụ ichefuru n'ọkpụlọ bịa nụ na Back to Our Roots na Onyeibe Special 2020 ka ịta ụta ya nụnụ ive kwụlụ ive akwụdị
Yes, a caller on the line. Your name and where are you calling from?
Mazi Onyeibe.
Good evening from here, Ijokwa.
I'm Evangelist Grace from Iroji Zone, Aba. I just want to sing a song to our leader, King of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The topic of the song says, nobody can stop Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you to reach your destination. Nobody can stop you. Nobody, Nnamdi Kanu, nobody can stop you to reach your destination. You are a child of God, you not a liar at all at all. Many people don't they wonder how you manage to the hammer. Nobody can stop you. Nobody, Nnamdi Kanu, nobody can stop you to shine in your life. Nobody can stop you. Nobody, Nnamdi Kanu, nobody can stop you to reach your destination. You are a child of God, you know the fear at all at all. Many people don't they wonder how you manage to the hand. I say nobody can stop you. Nobody, Nnamdi Kanu, nobody can stop you to shine in your life. Nobody can stop you. Nobody, Nnamdi Kanu, nobody can stop you to reach your destination, Biafra. Thank you, every Biafran. I thank you, George Onyeibe. I call you Ikuku Amanonya. And I call on Nandekano on your own. They cannot do him anything. All of you. May you continue to guide and protect you and give you wisdom and understanding for you to lead us to that our kingdom, Biafra. May God may bless all of you in the name of Yeshua. Ife.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
I want Almighty God to protect my spring leader, Mazi Nnamdi and the Biafrans all over the world. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to my brothers and sisters in Obanko. I'm from Obanko. Please, I'm not hearing your voice. I don't know what is holding you people. There's no time. There's no time. You people should wake up. I'm not hearing your voice. Everybody are calling this line, but you people are just dormant. I don't know. Are you waiting for Biafra to come before you wake up? Or are you waiting for Fulanis to come and rape our mothers, our sisters before you wake up? There is nothing. Only Biafra is our hope. Only Biafra is our hope. Without Biafra, there's nothing we can do. I thank Chukwukabiama for Nnamdi Kanu that he gave us, because without this, our spring leader, who knows what would have happened to us today. But thank God, God knows everything. So I don't have much time. I appreciate you, George Onyeibe. Also, I thank my coordinator, Ukachin also. The guy is doing very well. And all my members will be in the layout. I appreciate them. I say, may Almighty Chukwukabiama keep us so that we shall see our Biafra in the mighty name of Yahweh. He say.
Thank you very much. We must continue. And of course, inching closer to the end of this program, caller on Messenger, can you hear me? Caller on Messenger. Good evening from here. Of course, we lose that caller. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, George Onyeibe, good evening.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, all Biafrans all over the world. Those in the diaspora and those here in the zoo country. So I want to say God bless you all. Chukwukabiama bless every one of us. My name is Chuks. I'm calling from Enugu province, Biafra land. I love the topic you have just treated today. Whenever you come on air, my wife who said your friend have just come. Your voice always sounds like a thunder. That is how to know Biafrans. So I want to appreciate you and appreciate our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu. I said that the great God will keep on strengthening each and every one of you, all the principal officers. And I want to react on the topic which you just treated this evening. How do you know the Hello?
Yes, you are back. Go
Am I
ahead.
connected?
Yes, go ahead.
You know the sons and daughters of
But of course, that is how Zoo Epileptic Network does what they do. You are back. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, as I was saying, you know the sons and daughters of the Janjaweed by the way they speak, by their contribution, the way they sound on social media. And meanwhile, I'm not surprised. You know what? There are some women that after the Fulani rape them in their farms, when they return back home, they won't talk. It's nice. And so when they return back home, they will be ashamed to tell the people what really happened. And then they will be conceived, and after that they will put to birth. And then those children will grow in the name of the very Biafran which they have as a husband. So at the end, you see them, they will be the one causing problem in the Biafra land. You understand what I mean? So we have a whole lot of them. And I so much believe that Biafra is not just going to be like some other African countries and the zoo country itself. It will be a nation that is well organized. And then all these people shall be fished out. And when they fish out, and then they will be treated accordingly. But what I'm trying to say that let's not be discouraged by the kind of people we have this time around. You can see what happened in Anambra State concerning the monarchs that the governor of Anambra State sanctioned for 1 year. That is the kind of thing we are seeing in the country. You know, those that went to Abuja and all that and that, you know, those who have left themselves for the devil, for the politicians in the country to be using them. I remember those days according to history, when even the governors, the chief and the Igwe, the monarch of the land, don't go to the governor. Rather, the governor pay them visit and they tell them what is to happen. But this time around, it has been politicized. But I know that in no distant time, our land will be restored. And so I want to urge every Biafran all over the world listening to me. Let's not mind these very people. Let's not mind all this. They are what I call distractors. They are distractors. So let us keep going, because even in the scripture, we still have those people in the scripture, and that is why I'm not afraid. That is why I'm not surprised having them around us. So sometimes when we see them, we ignore them. By so doing, I have a place where I used to eat sometimes when I'm not at home. When I discuss issue of Biafra, the guy, a young boy, the guy would be, ranting, making a whole lot of provoking me. I say, young man, from today I will stop coming to your place to eat. So I hate people, especially coming around young boys, whom I thought they should be educated. They will be messing up with. So those are the people that are mixed up with the blood of the Janjaweed. But this time, all these things will be a story. So I want to say, anyone that is, whichever one you're doing, keeping up. So God Almighty will really surprise us in no distant time. Freedom is not Akam. Freedom is not tea. Freedom is, you face a whole lot of challenges. And this time around, you see, the war we are into today is not really the war of AK-47. It is a war of intellectuals. And then we are hammering it on the social media, on radio. Onyeibe, let me just say this before I forgot. There is this very young man that always called a particular radio station in here in Enugu. The man always called from Oka. Whenever that man call, he always call on first on newspaper review. In fact, it's a devil incarnate. I don't know why. In fact, that guy need to be fished out by the IPOB. His name is Emzo. I know that many people listening to me now will know what I'm saying. Emzo. I say that guy, paracetamol. In fact, paracetamol is even better than that young man. He should be fixed out. I was told, I make some investigation. I found out that the guy is from Ebonyi State. Oh my God. In fact, I believe that the Chukwukika Biama, whom we are marching on the very ground here in Biafra land, will surely disappoint all these people. And they know this time victory. And we will be ours. And we all shall dance in the street of Biafra land. In the name of Chukwukika Biama, I pray it. So all of you remain resolute, remain blessed. The joy of the Lord will continue to be our strength. In the name of Chukwukika Biama. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Biafrans all over the world, America, say no! IPOB, US, America, IPOB, New York, America,
USA, IPOB USA, and the state of New York. Just like we all know, this
information is directed to the IPOB in the United States of America. Going with all our leaders, Mazi has recently said we must do the needful.
If you have not joined IPOB family yet, or you intend to support the struggle for the restoration of Biafra, now is the time.
To join IPOB family in the New York, please call our state coordinator, Mazi David Ezekwesili, on 832-245-5640, or the New York State Deputy,
Mazi Izu Okoli Mbadike, on 646-645-8237.
Other zone coordinators include Bronx Zone 1 and Mazi Dr. Ekweme on +164-664-43957. Mr. Obina
+192-9509-8008.
Staten Island, Mazi John on 347-203-0871.
Pastor Thomas 6462-269487.
Brooklyn Zone, St. Abalakwe AM on +16-462-365246.
Queens/Long Island,
Mazi Elohshuku
164-69-566219.
Bronx Zone 2, Wada Beatrice on 347-5177-934.
Or Reverend Jeff.
You live anywhere in the U.S. and you want to join or contribute, call our National Coordinator, Dr. Okoro, or our National Deputy Coordinator, Wada Lady Prestige. Or you are a woman in the USA, you can join our Women Wing. Call Wada Mommy Okafor on 121-571-57709. Also, if you want to contribute, USA will not fail our leader Nnamdi Kanu or disappoint our motherland Biafra. All hail Biafra, Biafra, we hail you. Signed, David Ezekwesili, New York State Coordinator.
IPOB US America, America, America. IPOB New York America, America, America.
Yes, caller on WhatsApp, are you still there? Caller on WhatsApp, are you still
Good
there?
evening, Mazi.
Good evening from here. Go ahead.
Mazi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, lovely to get you this evening. It has been a long time. We have been trying to get you. Hello, Mazi.
Yes, go ahead. The world is listening. Finally, you are here.
Yes, yes, I'm speaking from Abba. Let my husband speak to you. I'm happy to see you.
Thank
I
you
thank
very
you
much.
for your work.
Honorable Mazi Onyeibe, good evening, sir.
Good evening from here, my brother. Go ahead, please.
This is a warm honor, sir. I am very happy. This means that I'm going to meet this Biafra. If I have got this line, may God bless you, sir.
He say.
Bless all our leaders. Bless everybody. Our people that have their successful meeting today. I'm so much happy. Mazi, can I just we launch one record? I don't know how to get it to you. And that let me play the record.